Do you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? The ones put out on DVD a few years ago. Well, I hear there's one that was unreleased, even to the most avid classic Disney fans. According to most sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like in the Flintstones, of Mickey walking past 6 buildings for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in the other cartoons, however, the song of this cartoon wasn't a song at all. It was just a constant banging on piano keys for a minute and a half before going live for the remainder of the film. It wasn't a joyful Mickey we've come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing or even smiling. He was just kind of walking as you or I would walk, with his head tilted to the side as he kept this dismal look upon his face. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after it cut to black, that was it. When Leonard Maltin was revealing the cartoon to be put into the complete series, he decided that it was too junk to be included. However, he wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was a creation of Walt's. When he had a digitized version on his computer, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source, an acquaintance of Mr. Maltin and a personal assistant to one of the higher Disney executives, emailed me, in full. After it cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute before going back to Mickey walking. The sound was different this time, though. Instead of a piano, there was murmuring. It wasn't actual talking, but more like a gurgled cry. As the noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute, the picture began to get strange. The sidewalk started to go in a direction that seemed impossible based on how Mickey was walking. The dismal face of the mouse was slowly curling into a smirk, too. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, and the picture was becoming more obscure. Colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart, with his eyes rolling into the bottom of his chin, his curled smile pointing upwards on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble floating in midair, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in the warped directions. Mr. Mullen became disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything that happened until the last second, and immediately stored the disc of the cartoon in the vault afterwards. The distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in, when abruptly cuts to the Mickey Mouse face at the end of the very video, with what sounded like an out of tune music box playing in the background. This happened until the last 30 seconds, but I haven't been able to find out what happened in those final seconds. From a security guard under me who was making rounds outside the room, I was told what happened afterwards. After the video ended, the employee stumbled out of the room looking pale. He repeated, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before taking the guard's pistol and shooting himself. The only thing I could get out of Leonard Maltin was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it. However, there have been dozens of attempts to get the file onto the internet by employees inside the studio, all of whom were promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether or not it's got online is up for debate, but if rumors serve me right, it's online under the name SuicideMouse AVI. If you ever find a copy of it, I want you to never view it. Contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When Disney's death is covered up as well as this, it means it has to be something huge.